G'day guys, it's John from thebuckleygarden.com, and it's time to top up the water sugar again. Now I've topped it up once since the last update that I've done, and they're actually doing pretty well. It's doing the trick. They're starting to store some nectar. Not that it's really nectar, it's just sugary water, but anyway, it'll keep them going. We really want these guys to be able to build themselves up before winter comes and be able to store resources so they can get themselves through winter. Okay, so we've also got a bit of a honey flow on at the moment. I've just had a look at my other hives and they're starting to, well, they've capped a little bit of honey since the last time I've looked at them. So we've got a bit of a honey flow on, so that should keep these guys going pretty well also. Anyway, let's go in and have a look. Alright, so one top of our hive's already popped up a bit. Rightio, so one thing I'm going to do as well is I'm going to have a look at how many resources they do have. But another thing I want to do is move the sugar feeder up. Now I'm just going to put the new one in first, and you can see this jar, 2 days ago this jar was full and now it's only up to here, so they're using up a fair bit, and you don't want the honey water to be in there for too long because it can start to ferment and go horrible. So we'll get these guys off. Come on, off you get. I'll give you some more in a second, hang on. Rightio, and the sugar water I'm using here is mixed in at 2 parts of sugar to 1 part of water, and the reason I'm using that ratio is that will encourage them to store it rather than stimulate them into producing more brood, because even though I do want them to produce some more brood, we obviously don't want them producing too much. Right. Now what I was wanting to do also was to close up one of their holes. So I'm just going to take this cork for now, and I'm going to start closing up that hole so they can't get out. And then bring this follower board up to right up to where the feeder is. Now that means there's much less volume that they have to keep warm, which in the end will make it easier for them. What we have to do now is just adjust it to fit the top bars, so I'll put a few of them in place. That's going to annoy them for a while because I have closed off one of their entrance holes, but they'll deal with it. So I've closed one off here, there's another one up here. It'll reduce them down to 1 hole for their entrance. But like I say, they'll get used to it. Okay, now what we're going to do also is just have a look at what they've been doing. This is just a small teardrop shape, a little bit of pollen in there, hardly anything at all. They haven't really extended on this much at all. I think they're really trying to consolidate what they've got. Okay, this here, lots of nectar in there. I haven't started to cap any yet. Lots of nectar in this side also, and a bit of pollen. This is their brood that we're going to be getting now. Let's get these bars apart. Rightio. So in there, lots of capped brood, looks good, and I can see the queen there also. Okay, lots of brood on now. Lots of brood there also. So they're starting to build up some good numbers of brood. Where is she? Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that, and let's see what they're doing on this first bar. Lots of nectar, and nectar on this side. So they are starting to store some, so that'll keep them well. Like, really just trying to set them up for winter here in Australia, because it's coming on. It's starting to get pretty cold here at night. Of course, not sort of the snow temperatures that some areas get. We don't get that cold, which I'm very grateful for. But not quite at the moment. But in a few months we'll be getting down to 0 overnight, which keeps the bees pretty cool. So we'll shut them up. They're going along pretty happily. That's it's going to confuse them for a while now that I've closed that hole up, but they will do just fine. They'll be all right. Right. It's just a matter of squeezing that last bar in now. So I might just move this one up and do it against the follower board. It's usually a bit easier because it stays a bit more solid. Alright, there we go. It's all closed up. Another thing that I'm going to be doing, I'll be doing it today or tomorrow, is making a not a removable, but a hingeable bottom on this, so you can open it up and close it. So in summer when it's warm, we can open it up, give them a bit more airflow, and in winter obviously I'm going to close it up, so that it just helps them to keep inside the nest, inside the hive warmer. Particularly the brood nest area, that they need to keep the brood at around 37 degrees. The bees themselves can survive pretty happily at around 25 degrees inside the hive. So a smaller space will help them do that. It'll also use less energy, so they'll need less resources, which will help them right now. And if they don't have to maintain that warm temperature overnight, then obviously they can start storing some of that honey instead of using it up as energy to keep the hive warm. Anyway, that's it for now. These guys are going pretty well now. They just need that support of being fed the sugar water, the 2-to-1 sugar water, and we should see these guys build up next spring and become a very productive hive. Anyway, that's it for now, and until next time, happy productive gardening. Bye.